Hello, this is Arcade Flatpack and welcome to the 2-player arcade bar top cabinet kit assembly video. Before we start, I'd like to just run through some parts. So we have 2 side panels, 1, 2. We have 9 stainless steel marine grade M10 bolts and 9 matching nuts. We have 1 top panel. We have our mid panel, our locking panel that you can see here, our rear panel and our front panel. Okay, that's the first set of parts. Now on to the next set. Okay, let's look at the remaining parts. So we've got our base panel, the rear door, and if you've ordered the deluxe kit, you've also got the Perspex marquee panel that you can see here and the Perspex screen panel. Now on to the assembly. Okay, so like most of our kits, we start off by inserting the nuts. So we start off with the rear locking panel, and the important bit here is to make sure that you insert the nuts into the slots, but with the flats either side, as you can see here. So we'll just gently push that in. You can see that we've got our flats either side there, and then just push them down till the nuts central to the panel. Repeat that for the rest. So we have our rear panel, again making sure that the flats of the nuts are in the correct orientation. Our mid panel section, and finally our base panel. Okay, once we're done with that, we'll move some of these panels aside and we'll start with one of the side panels. Okay, so here's our side panel, and very simply to start, we'll start by inserting the base panel into the side panel. I often find it's easier to hang it over the edge of a table. Notice on the base panel that one of the slots is closer to the front. That matches up with the front of the cabinet there, so make sure you've got the orientation the right way around. This one, as you can see, is further in, so we'll just orientate that, slot it into position, and then we'll insert the first of our 2 bolts from the underneath. And again, it's just moved. Now for this job, I'm using a ratchet with an Allen key on there. Don't over tighten these, just nip them up, because if you tighten them too much you will actually, well, you can actually tighten them to the point where you can crush the actual wood and warp it. But it will definitely be tight enough to actually hold everything together. Once we've got that panel in position, see that's now solid, we'll actually insert the back panel. Just drop that in there, and again insert a bolt. Be particularly careful not to over tighten this one because it will actually crush the side panel. Okay, that's that one in. Next is the mid panel. And what you need to note about this is the long edge is to the front. So that drops into that hole as so. And we need to insert again another bolt into there. Just line that up a touch. Okay, I'm happy that's in position. Next thing to do now is to work on the remaining panels, excluding for the moment the rear door. We can leave that to one side. Just put that over there. Next we'll insert the front panel. Notice the distance here, the shorter distance that goes towards the bottom. So we slot that in position there. We're also going to need the top panel. That slots into position here. You might have to hold that. Just lean that for a moment. We also need to insert the control panel. Notice the higher level cutout for the middle button. That should be facing towards the back of the cabinet, so the orientation is correct that way around. That slots into position there, as so. We also need to insert the rear locking panel. That slots into position here, as so. Now if you bought the deluxe kit, you will also have the Perspex screen panel, and you will also have the marquee panel. Now the marquee panel can be orientated either way. This is a removable coating, obviously this is a clear panel. It's got one both sides. I suggest that you remove the back one before you insert it, and then remove the clear cover when you're ready to put on your marquee, or you may wish to put your marquee sticker on first. That's always a good plan. Notice on this particular panel it's marked up. Yours will also be marked as well. That's because the distance is different from the bottom than it is from the top. It's slightly different. So we'll insert the screen panel. That goes in from the back. Slots directly into position there. It does get a bit tricky because you've got to balance all your panels together. I find at this point, if we lift on the remaining side panel, that just helps put a bit of weight on things while we line everything up. We also need to put in our marquee panel. That's lots. Don't worry about that, we're going to go round individually. That slots into here. Lift this up so it can move. Starting at one end, what you want to actually do is start to line the panels up with the slots in the top panel, and then we'll move them in position while it's still loose. So start off at the back. We need to put in the marquee. That's the mid panel in position and the locking panel in position. We can now line up the screen panel. Might take a bit of wiggling. Okay, that's in position. Moving the cabinet round a touch, nice and gently. I can just hold that one for the moment. Can then do the same with the control panel. That's in position there. Same with the front panel. In position there. And the base panel. That's the front end. That's the back end. At this point, we will put in the lower bolts, but we'll only finger tighten them. I've actually managed to knock the nut out there, so let's put it back in. Pushed it through. There we go. Okay, so finger tighten those. The reason for that, we've still got a gap, is because we've got to insert the rear door, and that's always easier while they're slightly loose. Okay, they're in. I'm not going to bother with the top one yet, but I'm going to rotate the cabinet. Okay, so you can see they're all in position. I've not got the bolt in there yet, I've not got the bolt in there yet. The remaining piece, certainly for this assembly part here, is the rear door. Notice the cutouts here and here. Notice the circular cutouts here and also here. This needs to go into the cutout there, sit it down, and then gently lift up without trying to get everything undone, and slide that into position. There it is. Push down to make sure all the panels are in, inspect around and make sure everything's flush. And now finally we can insert the remaining bolts. Tighten those up, as I said before, don't over tighten, because it will actually bowl the cabinet. These are bolts at the end of the day. This particular bolt, if you tighten up too much, will actually bowl the sides. Okay, that's sufficient. Position. While we're at the back of the cabinet, it should be worth mentioning the VESA panel does not have bolt holes. It actually comes with 2 screw blocks. Unfortunately, that's a necessary evil, because I don't know what kind of monitor you're going to fit, but you will find the standard VESA slots allow you to adjust when your monitor's in position. I'll leave that to one side for the moment, stand the cabinet up. So we now have our hinged rear door, and to hold that in position when you're ready, simply insert the remaining bolt into the hole and tighten. Go nice and secure. So you can actually pick the cabinet up now if you wanted to. Just turn the cabinet round, and there we have our finished assembled bar top cabinet kit. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the videos, you can buy the product directly from myself at eBay. Our eBay name is arcade_flat_pack, or you can also contact some of our distributors, including extremehardware.co.uk. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.